back again like we never left. Episode 37 of the RNS Podcast. If you know, you know. Really nothing special podcast. We are really nobody special. Rick, Mel, DJ, what's going on?
What's good, bro? How you feeling? How you living?
Can't complain. Rick, DJ, how y'all feeling?
37, we hit the Meta World Peace episode.
Ooh, okay. Got another. Oh, whoops. Got another. My fault. Got another special guest this week. Devon Brown, aka Ylou, local legend. Former college football player, Orange Bowl champ, played at Wake for 4 years, played at WU for another year. Ylou, how you feeling, bro?
I'm feeling good, man. Appreciate y'all having me.
Hey, man, no problem. Got to get the big dog on here. Got a lot in store. We're gonna talk a lot about. So Ylou actually coaches as well in the high school level. So we're gonna talk a little bit about college football, just the life of a college athlete, things like that, and then also football at the high school level as well. But before we get into all that, Rick and DJ, you guys got it from here.
All right, so I was scrolling through Instagram one day, yesterday, as a matter of fact, and I found this post, and it had to do with Larry Elder, who's going for a California recall or whatever right now. I hope he doesn't get elected. But what I stumbled across when he was saying something about how George Zimmerman is not a criminal, and how him shooting Trayvon Martin is just because there was crime in the area. And he says because he grew up in South Central, that he understands what it's like. Among other things, he said that slave owners should get the reparations because they are the ones that have property taken from them. Among other things, he produced and wrote a movie called Uncle Tom that was released on Juneteenth in 2020. So when I stumbled across all this, what the fuck? So Rick, what do you think?
I just want to first start by saying, love who you love. Love is love, But just because you like white women or white men, if you're a lady or a man, whatever, it doesn't mean you got to subscribe to every ideology that goes against yourself, how you were raised. I mean, when you hear stories like this, whether it be Candace Owens or the Officer Tatum, off rip, pretty much off rip, ain't no black woman ain't no black man gonna hear what you got to say. Ain't no way you with that. So firstly, I just want to say that. Secondly, to say slave owners need reparations, like, I don't even know if he believes what he's saying. I don't know if this is just like, you know what I mean? Like, you just being crazy for crazy's sake. I don't know if you're using it to market. I don't know. I'm gonna pray that you don't believe in what you're saying. So that's where I'm gonna go with it. What do y'all think about this?
I just heard the title of the movie, and like I was about to ask DJ, like, is that an autobiography? Like,
I mean, it could likely be. He did like produce and like co-write or whatever. So
yeah, I don't know. Like, a lot of today, just society in general is trying to get clicks, and a lot of just headlines are just saying a bunch of BS just to get people's attention. So I don't know if that's part of it, and he's using that to get white people on his side, because that is obviously the majority in the US. Like, I don't know. It just, everything you said, it just doesn't make sense to me, especially as a black man. But it's mind blowing for real. Like, that's really all I have. Like, it's just mind blowing.
You might gotta take one of those 23andMe's. What you think, Mel?
Man, I don't help the loss. I don't worry about the loss. Like, dude's just a lost person, man. I'm not worried about trolls and how they talk, bro. Like, I don't believe half of anything most people talk about anyway. Like Aaron said, I feel like it's nothing but clickbait. Like he's doing all this to get a reaction. And he did, because at the end of the day,
We're talking about
talking about him. Like, I don't even want to talk about dude. Like I'm like, yo, he'll waste my time. Like, we gave him on our platform to talk about him, and now he did exactly what he did. So he won. That's just how I feel.
Well, moving on to our Black Fact segment. Shout out to a real one. Happy birthday, Nas.
Nas
birthday.
Nas.
Nas' birthday.
Yeah, Jimmy. Shout out Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler birthday too.
Jimmy Butler's birthday too?
Mhm.
Okay.
Happy birthday, Jimmy Buckets.
King Disease too. Shout out.
Yeah.
Still on
Rachel
rotation.
Nichols. Let's move on.
Nah, for real. King Disease 2 is still on rotation, for real.
Oh yeah, all day.
Death Row East, that is heavy rotation right now. What about y'all? What song y'all still bumping?
Off the album,
Yeah.
man, I like the whole joint, but that joint
Yeah,
with Charlie
I'm still
Wilson
playing
got me.
most of it.
I got
I'm just saying,
Nobody.
I'm just saying, if you had to pick a song that you like, which one is the one you
Nobody and Phony Love. I got that on repeat right now.
Okay.
Phony Love's a good one. I'll say Phony Love.
I'm a sucker for Charlie Wilson, man. Like if
Yeah.
Charlie Wilson is on a hip hop song, I'm gonna listen.
You want to hear that? You want to hear that? Ooh wee, don't you?
Yeah. It happens every song. Every song, man. Charlie, last name Wilson.
All right, let's get to it. So, like I said at the start, got to get a lot about just not necessarily sports and who won and all of this weekend, but we're just going to get into the dynamics of a lot of things. And Ylou, again, glad to have you on the show. And you're probably one of the perfect people to have these conversations with. So, to get started, just real quick, describe like not just the journey of like a college athlete, but like the dedication it takes to get there, the sacrifices it takes to get there, and things like that.
I mean, like you said, it's definitely a journey. It's a long one, honestly, and depending on when you start, as far as like when you start playing your sport or whatever, I mean that can determine a lot for you, for real. And like you said, like the hard work and the dedication, that has to be early on. And for me, it was, I mean, Aaron, you and DJ know, but like where I came from, I ain't really had many options. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
Came out there, like y'all's family took me in. It was essentially my family, and that helped me out a lot. That allowed me to see something different other than what I saw growing up in DC, you know, and like being around what I was around. But I knew based off of what I had seen in DC that there were other options. It didn't have to be the streets. And for me, at the time, it was like either the streets or sports, but I knew what I didn't want to do, and that was the streets, you know? So it was sports. So from a young age, obviously, I was blessed with a lot of just natural ability and talent. Thank God for that. But I also put in a lot of work too. When I lived out in Virginia, I used to spend countless hours at the basketball court by myself doing stuff like that people never saw. You know what I'm saying? So my hard work and stuff was a direct result of kind of what I wanted my life to be. And I had a vision like most kids, and not to say that it was nothing but God, but like most kids don't have a vision like that. You know what I'm saying? At that young of an age. True. But for me, I had seen what my life would be if I didn't put in that work. You know what I'm saying? Based off of my uncles and stuff and people that came before me and just people that were just around the neighborhood back at home. So for me, my vision was like anything but that. So being blessed with some ability and being able to utilize my talents through sports, I just put in the work because it was like, man, I have to do it. You know what I'm saying? I have to get out. I don't want to be back doing what everybody else doing that I see. So honestly, my hard work started at a young age. And again, it was like a lot of the times, like especially nowadays, like you don't get that. And I always be saying now, like even with us, like when we grew up, we was putting in work. Most of us, like I know you, DJ, Rick I met later on, but it was like I know we was putting in work. Whereas kids nowadays, they want greatness without putting in the work to be great. You know what I'm saying? We was actually putting in the work to be great.
That's fair.
Right. Like I personally saw like you like countless nights be like, nah, I'm good. I ain't going out. And I'd be like, you living in the same house. I'd be like, I'm out.
Right.
Like, nah, I'm good. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, that goes to that dedication.
Hey,
right. And then
a
lot of that just like, I mean, even then, like I was very like closed off and like very like to myself. It was just because of the stuff that I had seen, you know what I'm saying? It was because of what I'm saying now. Like I didn't want like that's why I ain't never drink. I ain't never do that. Like people just like, oh, he's an athlete. It wasn't only that had something to do with it, but it was also because I saw what alcohol can do. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people in my family were alcoholics. Like they get belligerent, they want to fight, they want to be violent. I'm like, bro, I don't want that. Like I want the complete opposite. So I ain't gonna drink because I don't know how I'm gonna react if I do drink and something. I might be like them, so we ain't gonna find out. So I'm just not gonna drink. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like
fair.
That's why, like, I ain't want to go out and do stuff because even though I ain't really fought. Like I wasn't ever, y'all know, I wasn't ever really a peer pressure guy. But it was like I don't even want to go out and anything could happen. You know what I'm saying? Like anything could happen. Like it could be somebody might slip something in the water bottle or something, and it might, you know what I'm saying? So it was like for me, it was just like even at a young age, a lot of my decisions were calculated, and I thought about a lot of that stuff even then. And sometimes I didn't. It was just my instincts taking over because it was like just second nature. Like, damn, this could happen. So it was just like naturally, I was just like, I don't want to put myself in a situation where I can set myself back from where I'm trying to go.
I want to ask you two questions, man. One, personally, I just always wanted to know. First one is, how did you get your nickname Ylou? And the second one is, what made you choose football as your path to, you know what I'm saying, move forward? Because I think most of us have heard or seen you play. Most of us have definitely seen you play. Some of us have only heard, but you know, you was cold at basketball. So what made you choose football? That'll be the second question.
Yeah, first off, I mean, some of y'all, I think Aaron the DJ probably know, but y'all probably don't know for sure. But my mother had me when she was real young. My mother was only 13 years old when she had me. And the name Ylou actually came from like, it wasn't really a good thing. My uncle was mad at her, straight up. My uncle was mad at her and was like, how you gonna have a kid and you a kid yourself? Like, your son gonna grow up to be dumb. You ain't gonna be able to teach him how to speak well. And it actually started out as like him like joning on it, like Ripner was like, he gonna be asking you questions, but he gonna be so dumb and not know how to speak well. He instead of saying like, "Mommy, why do you do this?" or "Why do you do that?" He gonna be like, "Mommy, why Lou do this? Why Lou do that?" So it was like,
yo,
I had
yo, that's crazy.
The crazy part is, I just thought it was a dope ass nickname, so I never knew. Like I always wondered, I was like, how do you get the nickname Ylou? Well.
Yo, Phil, I really thought that was, that's crazy. Do you want to be called something different now?
I know, right? Who's been disrespecting you for like years now?
For real, like we saying Ylou, and really it's a tainted name.
Right, but nah, really, like I just like really got the real story from that a couple years ago from my grandmother, honestly. But it's like I don't, because it doesn't. I don't look. I can't, like sometimes I like go back and forth, honestly. Like, yeah, that's a negative thing where it came from, but just to know that that's where the story came from and what I've been able to do to not really live
that's
up
dope.
to what that is.
Right.
Like it don't even faze me. You know what I'm saying? It's just like I just brush it off. It's like whatever.
That's dope, man.
But hey, I will say there's one thing, like you did really transform it, because when people say Ylou, some people think that's your first name. You know what I'm saying? Like like anybody that plays sports, your name gonna pop up for football. Like I didn't know you like that, but I knew who you was just off of football. They'd be like, "Oh, you know who Ylou is?" I was like, "Bro, who don't?" Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so that's what's up. How you transformed the name to something really positive out there.
Yeah. So Yeah, that was that. That's the story on that nickname.
It's funny.
And then the second would be what made you choose football as your main go-to sport?
I mean, just to be honest, man, obviously there are people my size that make it. And that went into it. But the main thing that really got me, and I don't have any animosity towards them. Like, I'm actually glad on the path that I took. But Joe fucking Wooten.
Oh, okay.
So Joe was the varsity basketball coach at O'Connor. Oh, he still is to this day, actually.
Yeah.
And again, like I said, I don't have any ill feelings toward him at all. But I feel like he kind of did me there. So I went there to play football. And Joe Wooten didn't know who I was until he knew who I was. When he saw me out there, he said, "Oh shit, who is this kid?" Cooking, like, so they recruit, we recruit, we do all this, we do all that. But in our class, I was the guy. I was the best one in our class, and I was the only one that wasn't recruited to play basketball. You know what I'm saying? So I'm out there. I played varsity football as a freshman, and the football coach was the reason I went there. He got all my tuition taken care of, all this stuff, So that's where my loyalties lied with him. Rest in peace to Coach Trimble. But so he had my loyalties. You know what I'm saying? But Joe Wooten, once he saw me play, oh shit! Like, what can we do? What we need you to be a basketball player. Like, can we get you to drop football? Can we? So I'm like, nah, like, I can't do that. You ain't know who I was. You ain't know me from a can of paint until Coach Trimble got me here. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
And so no, I'm definitely I'll do both. I want to do both. Like, I love, like, and what people don't know, some people do, but most people don't. I ain't even like football. I love basketball, and I ain't really like football. I just played football. I never really, like, and I think DJ Neff can attest to this. I ain't really talk trash and stuff like that when I played sports growing up, because it was like I was just so focused on just trying to just be the best that I can be. But like, I wasn't even worried about what other people doing. I didn't even really think I was that good at football. I just thought everybody else was trash, to be honest. I'm like, man, straight up.
A lot of people.
Yo, you know how disrespectful that is? You know how he'd be like, yo, I just thought y'all was trash.
I'm okay. Y'all just suck though.
Right. For real. No. Like, because that's how much I really didn't like football. I didn't want to play. I started playing football because my family made me play football. I didn't even want to. I'm like, no, I'm just trying to play basketball. I'm a hooper. Like, I'm out here getting buckets. Like, I was dribbling the basketball as long as I could walk. You know what I'm saying? I didn't pick up a football until I started playing in third, fourth grade, whenever that was. Like, I was just out there. I was just naturally blessed. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right,
natural talent and stuff. Right. That's all. Bro, Ylou sweep right, Ylou sweep left. Hand down, hand up. They ain't even teach me the hoes. None of that. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Ylou, just get the ball, pitch right,
just get
pitch
the ball
left.
and run.
That's it. And like I said, I'll never forget. I'll never forget. Like, my very first game playing in the Leesburg League when I was in fourth grade or whatever. I had 4 touchdowns in one quarter and some tennis shoes. I ain't even had cleats, yo.
That's wild.
I didn't even afford cleats. I had on.
This man Lonelli on your longest yard.
Yeah, longest yard out here.
But it was unfair because no one knew who I was since I just started playing organized sports. But like, I was second string, and like the rule is first string play first quarter, second string play second quarter, then you do however you want. But I had 4 touchdowns in the second quarter. That was it. It was a wrap.
Crazy. That's crazy.
And again, and tennis shoes, right? So, but again, I'm like, I wasn't even like excited. I didn't even know how to like celebrate. Like, I wasn't like, I was just like, oh, okay. Like, real straight up. Like, if you watch, even in college, a lot of the time, sometimes I would show emotion, but like when I was scoring stuff, it's like, all right, cool, whatever. I just hand the ball to the ref or drop the ball and just go back. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it wasn't even, I didn't even get that excited because like my love wasn't really there for it. But with basketball, yeah, I showed emotion. I would get hyped. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I really loved basketball. So my sophomore year at O'Connor, was I the only sophomore? Well, I was the only sophomore, but then Jay Clark, he went on to play at Georgetown. He was a freshman that played varsity. In my heart, I should have started. You know what I'm saying? I was a 6th man coming off the bench. And he was straight up with me. He was like, I really can't start you because we have guys here who moved out of state coming from different places who come here strictly to play basketball. You only play basketball in basketball season. You don't, in the fall during open gyms, you have football. In the spring, you're doing other stuff. You might show up to an open gym here and there, but you're doing football workouts because that's the next season. But I can't start you and give you what you really want because that's unfair to these other guys. And I'm like, that's not unfair to them. They need to work harder than. I'm better than them. I should be playing more. Like I should be starting. Like that's not my fault.
Yeah.
Right.
So it was more of a political thing. So my sophomore year, like I said, I was coming off the bench. I felt like I should have started. I was still all right, whatever. And I don't know if y'all remember this, DJ, but it was one time when we was doing, it was in the winter of our sophomore year. I had they diagnosed me with asthma because I remember I came out to y'all's house I went to the doctor out there and stuff, but they said I had asthma, athletic asthma, some boy, whatever it was. I didn't believe it.
I kind of remember this.
I couldn't play for a couple games, and we were nice. Don't get me wrong, we were nice. We were top 20 in the country, nice. Traveling everywhere, we beating all the other the Philly Catholic school, Roman Catholic, no Red. We played St. Joe's. They had Malcolm Delaney and Don. We beat them at Alhambra. We was nice, real nice. And I missed those couple games, and I started seeing my minutes just go down. I'm like, oh, I wasn't playing bad. I just had an injury that the doctor didn't allow me to play. What's going on? He was like, yeah, we I know you were playing well and we was playing well as a team, but I still feel like if I just throw you back in the rotation now, that'll get bad rapport with some of the guys that are here. I want to make sure I have them locked in because I know that they're committed to basketball, this, that, and the third. I'm like, what? So I'm like, all right, that's cool, whatever you want to do. I'm not gonna really trip. I am tripping deep down, but I'm gonna be all right, it's cool, whatever. Because like I said, once again, basketball is what I love, even though I played football and chose football over basketball.
Right.
I didn't want to, but I felt like I had to because that's what my loyalties were. That's what really got me to where I was, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that happened. Our junior year. So, and in football, when I tell you we were so good at basketball and it was night and day from basketball, we went 2-8 my sophomore year in football. I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah, I remember.
Nigga, we stink.
Yeah, I remember games.
So going into my junior year, a lot of my homeboys started transferring. Jared left, Amanda Hardy left, Tommy left, Eddie left, Imani left. So I'm like, boy, these is I never wanted to go to O'Connell. My grandma made me go to O'Connell first off. I ain't really hang out, like I said, like DJ said, I ain't go to the party. So a lot of the little Catholic school kids, they was bad. They was bad as hell. They was at the party, they was drinking.
Or had nose problem and everything.
Right, they doing all this crazy reckless stuff. That's just not my life. You know what I'm saying? That's not my style. So I'm hanging out with the dudes that we have similar lifestyles. You know what I'm saying? These my homeboys. We chilling, staying in, working out, doing tour days on our own in the off season. All right, now they starting to transfer because it's we ain't getting no offers. We ain't got no scholarships. We stink as a team. We can go other places and play on the better team and get these offers and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, dudes started leaving, all my homeboys. And I was just damn, by the second semester, so some played through the football season and then left after the season. By the second semester of my junior year, I was the only one left. It was miserable, dog. I was miserable at school. And then, mind you, I had to wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning to go to school, right?
Yeah.
I would have to get up. And when I wasn't staying at DJ and Aaron them house, I was staying in my mother's house in DC. I would have to get up, get my little brother and sisters and them stuff ready for that day, jump on the Metro bus to the train station, jump on the train, ride the train 45 minutes to the school bus stop or to the train station at the school, and then walk a mile to school. And if you late, you got lunch detention, you get too many lunch detention, you got Saturday school. I'm like, bruh, this ain't it. I'm doing all this. I'm doing all this and I ain't seeing no fruit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and you don't even like the school.
And I don't even
Right.
like the school. I ain't seeing no fruit for my labor, no scholars, no nothing. So I'm like, oh hell. So then the football season over, basketball. So you get a 2-week gap. If you play football, he give you 2 weeks grace period before basketball. Like you get 2 weeks off, let your body recover, do this, do that. He was like, look, I know you're here for football, but I need you to make a decision. I need to know right now, before you come out to this basketball team, are you gonna stop playing football? I need you to pick between football and basketball right now. And then to me, well, this is my junior year. I'm 15, 16 years old. Like, not a whole lot of guidance. Like, you really putting this on me to make a real life decision.
Right.
So I'm like, but just out of spite, I'm like, and my loyalty to Coach Trimble, I was like, I'm good. I'm playing football. He was like shocked, like, wait, what? You really you picking football over basketball? We a top team in the country. We this, we that. I said, Joe, I don't want to play for you. I'm picking football. He like, you know what? I think you should go home and talk to your folks and figure out what they like. Talk to them, figure it out together. Like maybe you'll change your mind. I said, I don't think so, but cool.
He tried to backtrack real quick.
Yeah.
Oh, he started backpedaling. Oh shit! Like, nah, this ain't what I was expecting. Hold on, let me back up. And man, Aaron the DJ know, like, I was pretty much grown, making my own decision. Like, I went to their parents to help me make decisions before I went to my own mother and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, no knock on my mother, but she was more like just my sister. Like, we was damn near the same age. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I would come out to their house, it was more like parental than like they told me no or something. Like, nah, you can't do that more than my mother. You know what I'm saying? Like. There were times I would go out to Virginia and stuff. My mother ain't even know where I was at. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had free reign to do whatever I wanted. Fortunately, by the grace of God, I was always choosing the right things. But, like, you know what I'm saying? So it was just like, he's telling me to go
home. He had that much freedom. It came out because I'm telling you.
Right.
We know, DJ. We know. We know. we all know, DJ.
Right. We know, DJ.
God forbid you have a little bit of that.
Right. And this man telling me to go home and talk to, man, this is my decision alone. All right, cool. You talking about come back in a couple of days. I came back to the next day that nigga like, yo, I'm good. I don't want to play basketball. I'm not going to play basketball this year. So now I'm like, I really got to make a decision on what I need to do. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, I'm not getting in these like, and mind you, I might be a little biased, but the WCAC, the best high school, one of the best, it's top 5 for sure. High school conferences in the country.
Oh, easy.
Yo, I was first team all conference as a sophomore and a junior. No no interest, no scholarship, no any of that.
That is.
I'm scratching my head. Like, damn, bruh. You got niggas that's going to Georgia. You everywhere, bro. Dudes got offered from every school in the country. And mind you, I know I was a little dude and stuff, but like, damn, I'm balling. Like, I'm balling. You can't be like, oh, well, you slow. You need to run about a 40. Nah, nigga, I'm running faster than all these dudes out here. I might not be their size, but hey, I'm definitely running faster than them. Like, I'm showing you what I do. I'm breaking time. I'm all this. So I'm like, bro, something just not adding up. Mind you, I ain't even have a highlight tape. And like I said, there's no knock on Coach Trimble or anything like that either. God rest his soul. But it's like, I felt like I was putting in more work than him as a player than he was doing for me as a coach to help me out. So I was like, bro.
Mind you, it's 2007. So highlight tapes weren't that easy to come by.
Yeah, it ain't like you on YouTube, TikTok, and all that.
It's before 2007. It's like 2005.
Yeah,
right. That Wayne had
they're not easy to come by at 2005.
Matter of fact, I ain't even have a Facebook yet. So all my, you know what I'm saying?
Right. MySpace was still popping.
MySpace. Right. I was gonna say this is still the MySpace era.
Yeah.
Right.
So we're talking era. For the people listening, like, yo, the highlight tape is hard to come by.
Ancient times.
Right. So I mean, I already answered your question, but I'm gonna just tell this full story. So, as to how like everything even happened. So,
right.
I'm like, bro, I got a real life decision to make, and for me, it was like, I don't want to go to a DC public school. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not even in me. Not like I'm soft or anything like that, but like I just know what the dynamics is. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm so focused on what I'm trying to accomplish. Going to a DC public school for my senior year is not going to get me to where I'm trying to get. And mind you, it was like I could have went to Dunbar. They had Nate Bussey. They had Aurelius Ben. They had a lot of dudes. That's where Vontae and Vernon went. Like so, they had a pipeline.
That's where Tavon went too, right?
Well, he went to Dunbar, Baltimore. He went to Dunbar, Baltimore.
Okay, all right.
Not DC. But so it's like, yeah, I could go there. That'd be cool. But like, I want to go somewhere else where it's like more welcoming, more family. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like I need to figure that out. And the opportunities presented for me to move with a family out in Ashburn, go to Stonebridge. And what really got me there, what really made my decision was Coach Thompson. And everybody be like, oh, Coach Thompson recruit, Stonebridge recruit. And as a coach there now, like I hate it. I was actually just talking to people about this in Rockford, their AD and assistant AD about Stonebridge. They've never recruited a player. We've never recruited a player. And they say it started with me. What sold me was Coach Thompson telling me, look, I want to help you however I can, whether you come here or not. You're supposed to be playing college football at the next level, Division I. You're that talented. But whether you come here or not, that's not up for me to decide. But what I am going to do is help you out and make sure I make a highlight tape for you and push it out to wherever college you tell me that you want it to. This man made a highlight tape for me before I was ever enrolled in Stonebridge.
Wow.
Made a highlight tape for me and started sending it to schools. I said, there's no way that I won't play for this man. If he's willing to do that for me, if he got that much belief in me as not one of his players, man, stop, man. There's no way, like, there's no question of where I'm going to school. So whatever that means, I'm gonna have to figure out a way to do it. And then, like Aaron and DJ know, but it was a process or whatever. Like I had to live with a family. They became my guardians and all this stuff because my family, like I said, my whole family lived in DC and my grandmother lived out in Lucas and stuff. And that would have sent me to county with you, but I wasn't going there to play.
Hey, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. It was trash at football.
So, right. So that was that. That's kind of how I was really like met with Joe Wu, and then it kind of trickled down to me feeling like I wasn't getting the proper looks and attention that I felt like I at the time kind of deserved. And again, for me, I knew it had to be. It was scholarship or nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like I couldn't afford to go to no school, so I had to do whatever it took by any means necessary, and that's just what I did.
You made the right decision, man.
Right. So let's backtrack a little bit to where we were talking about you didn't have any tape, and we're talking about Facebook and MySpace and all that stuff. Now we know, like in college, NCAA passed the rule where you can get paid for your likeness and your branding and all this stuff. And you know firsthand coaching at Stonebridge. How do you think? Well, this is a two-part question. How can social media affect the recruiting process today? And how do you think that would have helped you if you played in the social media era?
I think you would have had a hell of a lot more offers if you would have had social media back then. Like you wouldn't have had this problem if you had social media back then.
I tell these kids,
especially with the name Ylou.
I say this as humbly as possible. I tell these kids, if social media was around back when we were in school, bro, there's no doubt in my mind I would have been a 4 or 5 star recruit. Like looking back now, like I said at the time,
I believe it.
I don't doubt it.
I believe that. But like looking back now, like, and I say this stuff now because I know who I am. I know what I stand, and I'm not living in the glory days. But I was nice, straight up. Like I was good, bro. Like like I said, I didn't think I was that good at the time, but when I look back on it now, and I ain't even think it wasn't even just my talent. It was just the work that I put in. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
It wasn't based off of like, oh, I'm just way more talented than everybody. Yes, I was more talented than everybody, but I also enhanced that by the work that I put in. So that just took me to a different level. And my mindset was also different, especially when I came to Stonebridge my senior year. It's like, and I tell the kids now as a coach, like, y'all are entitled. Y'all never faced adversity. y'all never went to sleep one night without eating dinner. You know what I'm saying? Like I went through those. I wake up not eating breakfast. I went to sleep not eating dinner. I wake up not eating breakfast. Now I'm going to school hungry as hell, trying to figure out, damn, how am I get some food? How am I eat lunch? There's no free and reduced lunch at that private school, even though my tuition was paid for. They ain't give me lunch. So I'm
That's
like,
wild.
holy shit! Like, what am I gonna do? You know what I'm saying? Like, it was a different mentality that I had than a lot of these kids. So it would just put me like, it just started like, even kids used to say at first, like, damn, like, why you go so hard in practice? Because the practice, if I do this in practice, my muscle memory going do it in the game, and I'm trying to score every touch.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm trying, hey, I got to eat because if I don't eat, I don't go to school. If I don't go to school, I'm going right back to my mother's house and I'm going to be on the street with the rest of the dudes. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it was just a different mindset that I had, that if I had social media back then, boy, it would have been, it would have been a whole different ball game.
To give everyone an idea that doesn't know Ylou, just perfect example. I think there was one game. I think y'all were playing Marshall or something like that.
Madison, Aaron.
Madison. Okay. DJ knows exactly.
I remember this game because I showed up when I wanted to show up, and I was like,
exactly. Thursday, the Thursday night before Ylou's game Friday, he told us, y'all got to get to the game early. Like, y'all have to get to the game early, on time at the latest. We got to the game about 3 minutes in the fourth quarter. Ylou probably had 4 touchdowns. It was like 49-0. Like,
wow.
like something like that. So,
hey,
my bad.
It correct me if these stats is wrong, but your senior season in Stonebridge,
they're not wrong.
Make sure these young boys here, man.
Whatever it says, they're not wrong.
Was it 1,744 yards rushing with 29 touchdowns? Is that correct?
Yeah.
That's just one season there.
Yeah, that was one season. That, mind you, I never played the second half of any game either.
That's wow.
Except one. I played through the third quarter, but not the fourth quarter.
Hey, yeah, I remember.
I averaged over 10 yards a carry.
Hey, folks, remember this. This man didn't like football.
Right.
It wasn't that he was good. Everyone else was trash.
He was a baller, folks. He was a baller. Yeah. He didn't want to play football.
He wasn't good. Everybody else was just trash.
Yeah. He just, he out here doing LT numbers out here. I hate football, but I'm going to score it every time.
Yeah, because I hate y'all.
At that point,
I hate here. I don't want to be out here.
At that point, that was my only way to college, though. So whether I loved it or hated it, shit, I had to go get an education for free. Shit, I was gonna do whatever it took.
Right.
Hey, but sometimes your people hate certain things and they just ain't good. But you over here saying, man, I think everybody was trash. I got over here 27 touchdowns.
Yeah, bro, that's wild.
I hate the sport. Yeah. I want to shoot buckets. 29. I want to shoot buckets, but.
Yeah, 29. Get it right. 29.
Oh, my fault. 29. Almost 30 out here.
Yeah. Might as well round up at that point.
Yeah, for real.
So what was it like once you got to Wake Forest?
Mind y'all. At this point, I was trash. I was a running back in high school, right? They moved me to receiver.
Slot, right?
Stunk. I was a slot receiver, and I was stinky. I didn't know how to get in the stands. Like, the first time I lined up against, I don't know if y'all know the name, y'all might, it's DJ, y'all might, Alfonso Smith. He's the leading
in
the
Broncos
guy in the ACC. Yep. Then the first pick of the second round to the Broncos when he came out. This nigga lined up in front of me and jammed me so bad, dog, and started talking shit to me. Mind you, I'm reserved, quiet, like, then nigga, all in my face. I'm like, bro, go ahead, you got it, bro. Like, I'm quiet, reserved, but don't play with me though. Like, you know what I'm saying? No bitch though.
Yeah.
He doing all this, and then I'm like, go ahead. So then they leave me alone. But then once the season, so this is in summer school. Once the season rolls around, like we in class, we in season, they still doing it, right? They picking on me, messing with me. I'm chilling. They like, nah, we see it. So I started getting better at this point though, because I'm putting in the work again. Like, I'm working. So I'm getting better. And they like, man, we see the dog in you, but you need to start talking. You need to start talking shit on the field. You need to be confident. You need to do this. You need to do that. And we're going to keep on messing with you until you do. It was Zoe, Chip Vaughn, AC, Aaron Curry, and like all the dogs on the defense. Those are the ones who really got me to start talking and like really built my confidence and stuff. I ain't like the way they did it because they was low key bullying me and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it took me. I got into a couple fights, honestly, with Chip especially. Like, if y'all was to know Chip and see him, y'all be like, damn, you was really fighting that nigga. Yes, I really fought that nigga. Like, because like one thing I wasn't was a bitch, you know what I'm saying? Like, a nigga wasn't gonna disrespect me or do any of that just because he bigger than me. So Chip used to like when he used to do dick shit, like the play over, he'd just come up behind me and just throw me on the ground type stuff. Like one
Straight
day,
asshole.
and it all started. Like I finally reacted one day. I turned around, this nigga did that. I turned around, I grabbed this dude helmet, lift that joint up, and just started crushing him. Boom, boom, and pushed him. The defense run over there, like, oh, breaking it up. I'm like, I told you I'm not a bitch. I might be quiet, but I ain't no bitch. Y'all gonna stop playing with me like I'm a little bitch or something. So everybody like, nah, go ahead there. And at that point, AC and Zoe was like, yeah, I'm glad you did that. Now everybody know not to mess with you. Now you're gonna have that dog in you for real. We know that dog. We knew that dog was in you, but now you done showed that dog in you, and you better not lose it now. We want you out there talking shit. We want you doing all this. And there was no looking back.
That's funny.
The rest is history.
So you said you ain't like how they did that, but do you think if they did it a different way, that would have came out?
Probably not, because if they would have been like less aggressive and like passive, with just like, man, come on, just do it, I wouldn't have, because it wouldn't have been anything to provoke me to really express that. You know what I'm saying? I would have just. So like I said, at the time, I ain't like how they did it. You know what I'm saying? But like now, like not like, and I'm still cool with them. Like I was very cool with them after the fact. Like it was never, and that's the one thing that I do be saying. Like, and it's like, especially at that level, like niggas get in fights every day, and you might take it to the locker room and you might fight again, but the next day y'all straight, y'all gonna be cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, because at the end of the day, y'all still got the same common goal. Niggas out there trying to win games.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. And especially if it's two dogs, like offense, defense, whatever, like, you know, like I know we needed Chip. Chip knows we needed me. Like I was a ball on offense, he was a ball on defense. Like I wasn't trying to hurt this man. Because at the end of the day, like I want to win.
So Ylou, I'm not trying to fast forward your weight career, but you have had a lot of, like, you pretty much witnessed everything as far as being a college athlete. And then you played 4 years at Wake, transferred to West Virginia. Describe what the transfer process looks like. I know you kind of did it after you graduated, but like just what like the transfer process looks like for a college athlete.
I mean, it's a lot different now, honestly, than it was for me. Like you were saying earlier, like as a college or a high school coach now, and having kids in college that I've coached, and like even like considering the transfer portal and doing all that, it's completely different.
Okay.
So for me, like if you so now you can like transfer and pretty much have immediate eligibility based off of anything. You're talking about your mother couldn't come to your game, so they're gonna be like, oh well, you eligible to play now. They give you eligibility for anything immediately. But back then, before that portal, it was tough. So when I was leaving Wake, I wasn't sure where I wanted to go 100%, but I knew I narrowed it down, and my top two choices were Maryland and UNC, actually. Because UNC, I was still close to Wake because like, and that's the thing and I was actually just telling this to my players Thursday. Oh no, it was Sunday. It was Sunday at meetings because we was watching film. Like the brotherhood and stuff that you have with your guys and not wanting to let them down. And like my saying to my players is always, TCB, take care of your brother. Whatever that looks like, because your days together are numbered. You know what I'm saying? Y'all not gonna have. You only got how many games? I should only know 10 guaranteed games together, plus whatever playoffs. But if you taking care of each other, and you like, damn, I don't want to let. If I'm playing with on the same team as y'all, I don't want to let Aaron down, DJ down, Mel, Rick. I'm gonna play that much harder because it's like, damn, like if you form those bonds and stuff, it's like you don't want to let your brother down. So that's my saying to my kids. Take care of your brother. Do whatever it takes to not let the man next to you down. And I'm even gonna start this week, like doing stuff to build a camaraderie, like hanging out. Like, don't just be cool on the field, be cool off the field. And that's how you really care for them. You know what I'm saying? So I narrowed it down to narrowed it down to Maryland and UNC. UNC, because again, it's a good school, it's ACC, but really the most important reason was because I still wanted to be able to see my homeboys that I was leaving. And it was like, all right, if I can't go there, I'm gonna just go to Maryland and be closer to home. Like I knew some dudes on the team. So it was like, all right. So I'm going there with this in my mind before I ask for my release. And again, look, that might sound foreign to young kids because like ask for your release. What? You couldn't just go put your name in the portal without telling the coach, and then it's like every other university see it. So I had to go to the head coach in his office and be like, I don't want to be here anymore. Like, for many reasons, this is not how the conversation went exactly, but pretty much the gist of it, I just think it's best for me to just move on, play my 5th year somewhere else, yada, yada, yada. I want to be released. I wasn't granted my release for some time. Now I go home. And this was after the last game, that week after. This was in November because we ain't go to no bowl. This is in November. This man told me, nah, go home over the Christmas break, talk about it with your family, figure it out. And mind you, when I came back, I was like, you know what, bro? I want to finish what I started with my guys. Like, I don't want to leave them. There's some other stuff happened, changed my mind. This just not for me. Like, I really got to go. So I go ask for my release again. I think you can fix it and work it out. Like, I think all right. Like a week go by. I'm like, bro, I'm not doing it. Like, I would not play football. I would, like, my football career period was about to be done. I said, I will not play football before I play another down for this team. And I told him that, like, that's fine. I'm going to just graduate and go on about my life and start a career. And he called me like a week later, or he had his assistant email me like a week later to come talk. And he was like, I thought about it, and I really, like, you too talented of a player. You should be playing somewhere else. And I don't want you to be miserable here or not playing at all. So I'm going to grant you your release. So with that, though, they can put any stipulation on it.
Mm-hmm.
They can block, they can be like, whatever.
Young boys don't know about this.
Nope. He could have told me, you can only go to a school on the West Coast. They could have did any of that in order to get my release. Fortunately, they didn't do all that, but they didn't allow me to go to any ACC school or any school that was on their schedule next year.
Wow.
That's usually what coaches did.
So then
conference
that takes
school or scheduled school.
Right. And then that takes out Maryland and UNC.
That took out my top 2 schools. And so I was like, well, I really didn't know what I was going to do because I knew I didn't want to go down because, like I said, like, shit, I was as humble as possible. I was the fucking man at Wake. I was the best receiver in our receiving corps. Why am I going to go down? I know I can do it at this level. The reason for me leaving had nothing to do with, like, playing time and not get, you know what I'm saying? There was other things involved with it. And it was like, I'm definitely going D1. Like, I'm about to graduate, like, do what I need to do to graduate, get these credits, and I'm going to go play at another Power 5 school. Like, there's no question about that. And I actually, so DJ, y'all know this, but I committed to JMU before I committed to Wake because I didn't have any Power 5 offers at first. But they knew. I told them, like, they were like, man, you're a Power 5 guy. We getting a steal. And I told them, like, if the Power 5 comes and it makes sense, I'm leaving. And they were cool with that. and I had a good relationship with my recruiter there, Chris Weezer, still my guy. So once I got my release, I actually reached out to him. I had no idea where this man was coaching at, but we had built that much of a relationship during the recruiting process that like I felt comfortable enough to call him. I called him, was like, Coach, I got my release from Wake. Where you at? I want to come play for you. I said, I really don't even care. Like this is what I'm saying, like about relationships, and they're important. But he was like, man, that sucks. I wish you would have called me 2 years ago when I was at such and such. I'm up in the CFL now. So I was like, oh, damn. But he was like, but I think you would thrive in this offense, and that the whatever the hell we ran at. What's that shit called? The air raid offense.
Air raid.
The air raid offense.
The Holgerson.
And he was like, the guys that are just coming there from Oklahoma State, I know the receivers coach well. I can give you his number and just tell him you got it from me. Send him whatever tape you may have, and I think you'll be a great fit there. So I reached out to my guy Shannon Dawson, who was the receivers coach there, who came over there with Dana. Reached out to him, told him what was going on. I was getting my release from Wake, and I was looking to play my 5th year somewhere else. Sent him whatever tape I had, whatever link, whatever it was, and he was like, "We want you," and that was just kind of how we went, and that's how I ended up at West Virginia. But yeah, it was a process, but not a process, because I really like, just for the hell of it, and this is one thing I do regret. I wish I would have taken all my visits, because once, like, I ain't want to go like West Coast, but I damn sure wish I would have taken those West Coast visits.
I bet.
Like,
I bet.
Nah, straight up, because like I was talking to Oregon, Baylor, Arizona State. Like I was talking, like, nah. I mean, like I said, like, not to act like I was this guy, but like I'd put in the work. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
I was as my sophomore year, I was the second leading receiver in the ACC. Like, I put in the work. The numbers didn't lie. They spoke for themselves. You know what I'm saying? So it was like schools, once I sent them the tape, once I gave my information, obviously, like, you Google whatever, look it up, do whatever. It's like, oh, okay, like, yeah. So I started talking to all these schools, but it was like, at the end of the day, I knew I wanted to be closer to home, and I wasn't trying to, like, go way out there. Like, it would have been cool to take those visits and just see the stuff, but I was just, as soon as West Virginia was like, yeah, we want you, I ain't even consider going anywhere else.
That
makes sense.
Yeah. Was a good fit, was a slot. Y'all had a crazy receiving, crazy offense for real. I mean, offense for real, but y'all had a crazy receiving core that year. Won the Orange Bowl.
Beat Clemson down.
Yeah, I would say tore Clemson up. That was,
man. Hey, yo, what people don't realize, that Clemson team was stacked.
Yeah, that's,
they had a squad.
This is Taj Boy, D-Hop, squad, all them, right? Sammy Watkins,
Taj, D-Hop, Sammy, Andre Allen, Wes Ellington, the running back,
Andre Ellington.
On defense, they Andre Ellington. Spiller was gone at that point. Was gone at that point.
Well, they had his backup then, right?
Yeah, well, Andre Ellington, he went second round to the Cardinals. He was good. That defense was good. They had like 2 or 3 corners that got drafted. They had Andre Branch, who was a first round pick. They had Vic Beasley, who was later on the first round pick. Like, they were stacked, bro.
They were the favorite to win that game, I think. Like, I think
long shot.
Oh yeah.
Nah, they was the favorite.
Yeah, they were favored by a lot.
Yeah.
But y'all showed out.
Yeah.
Got beat down by a lot too.
That did happen.
Right. So going just like I said, you've kind of witnessed every spectrum of being an athlete, right? So the next step, trying out for Washington, going undrafted, being like, what, like, we kind of have an idea, the average person knows from like Hard Knocks, they kind of specialize one undrafted person. Kind of describe, like, from, I guess, the end of the season, pro day, like going into like your mindset of being drafted, the question of if you are, and like that sort of process, and then followed by that, the tryout with Washington and like everything that goes into like that whole point?
It was honestly, to be quite honest, like it was disheartening. Like the season that I had at West Virginia was disheartening because I got injured during camp. I pulled my groin hamstring, right? And so I was already like hindered, and I'm like, damn, this is my last year. So I would go into each week, like there were times I would like literally cry, like, and not finish practice because like my shit was hurt. Like I was like fucked up. But it's like, damn, I can't miss any game. Just my last year. I gotta go. I gotta get there. So it's like that hurt a lot. And then I think DJ and Aaron might know, but then the infamous y'all might not. The altercation with Dana. There was a big altercation.
I know a little bit.
That happened.
I know a little bit. I know you got kicked out.
Yeah, so it was like Dana, and I like him. I have nothing, no ill will, no animosity. Like even after that, like we were cool, but like he's the most arrogant asshole, like straight up that there is.
He seems that way.
But off the coach,
he seems that way.
He is. He is 1000% like that. But like when he's not coaching, he is a cool dude. And it's like you gotta be able to separate the two. You know what I'm saying? So It's like, all right. But like, so coming in as a 5th year guy, like although I put in the work, I didn't start the first game. I wasn't the starter the first game because there was another 5th year guy who was more of a tight end, Tyler Erb, who was my guy too, who was a starter. But after that first game, even though if y'all remember, there was that Marshall game when they got rain and all that craziness, delays, but like before the game got canceled, we were on the drive. We had just scored. I made like 2-3 catches on the drive, like one crazy joint, like a defender like went to go hit the ball, it went through his hands. I one hand, like it was a crazy catch that was like whatever. And the coaches were like, "Hey, get ready for heavy dose. You ain't coming back out." And I was like, all right. Then the delay happened. Then I started starting. I was now the starter because I balled. Like I was balling in, like and the people might think I'm hyping it, but before I hurt my hamstring and groin, I swear to you, I would say I was the number 1 receiver with Tavon instead there. I was like in camp, I had the most touchdowns by far. Like I was, and Dana and Shannon talked to me and was like, look, like we know you the guy, like, but we have to start this guy. Like he's a 5th year, he's put in his time. Now we just want to see who's a better game player, and then that'll determine who's the starter. Game came, I was balling, boom, whatever. So we 2-0. Second game, I was a leading receiver. Like I had like 150 some yards on 4 receptions the second game, a touchdown. Like I was the lead through our first 2 games. I was our lead receiver. LSU third game, we lost, but we put up numbers.
I was at that game. That was even before I went there. That was a crazy game.
We put up like 500 yards of total offense still, but we with 3 turnovers. Like we was balling offensively. And we played Bowling Green the next week. So the week after between, or like the practice week leading up to Bowling Green after LSU, right? Dana's in the mood. He pissed it. He cussing everybody out. I'll send you motherfuckers back home. I'll send your ass back to Baltimore. Like he going off at everybody. So with nobody taking it personally, all right? Because he's saying it to the top guy to the last guy. So it's just like, all right, whatever. Like you're a little rude and disrespectful, but like you're not singling anybody out. You're not just talking to the trash players, and you saying nonsense to everybody. So whatever. But it was literally the Thursday before the game. This man, like, so we literally in helmets, the helmet practice pretty much walked through. Or was it Thursday? Friday practice. Was it? I don't even know. No, I guess it was Thursday. Thursday we would have a walkthrough, or like the little practice in shells and helmet, and then Friday was just a walkthrough. Yeah. So Thursday practice, he like, I want y'all to finish everything, score a touchdown, blah blah blah. So what happened was, Gino throws me a pass. It's behind me, and I have to do like a full 360 to catch the ball. Like I open my hips, turn around, catch the joint, and I just keep spinning. And the defender, the scout player, was right there and like wraps me up and grabs me and stops me. So I just jogged a couple yards and turned around. Mind you, Dana, he did say, I want y'all finishing every play, right? But I'm like,
that's unrealistic because
like,
you would have got tackled.
Right. So it's just like, let me just jog a couple. And mind you, the end zone was probably like another 20 yards. So it's just like, all right, like that's extra. Like had I caught the ball in stride, yeah, I would run down. You know what I'm saying? But I literally came to a stop. I did a 360, came to a complete stop and jogged a little bit more. Boy, this man, because they call me DB. DB, you motherfucker. I fucking told all y'all to finish. Y'all motherfuckers going to let Bowling Green come in here and beat y'all ass. Y'all think y'all good because y'all put up all these numbers against LSU. All y'all suck. Blah, blah, blah. So again, I'm not taking it personally because he's been like this all week. But then this man says, you know what? Fuck you. Whoa.
All right.
Time out.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know what, Herb, go ahead. I just take myself out because this man just going crazy. Like, and I don't, like I said, I be chilling until I feel like you disrespect me. And you saying all this is disrespectful. So he's going on and on and on. And at the same time, he calls the plays. So that play's over. He calls in the next play. Comes back down to where I was to cuss me out again. Fuck me this, fuck me that, Goes back. Calls another play. And I had moved down further away because I'm getting mad at this point. I moved further away from this man. This man walks back down again. You know what? Fuck you. You know what? No. You know what? Don't fuck me. Fuck you. I will beat your fucking ass out here. You keep on disrespecting me and talking to me like that. I'm a grown ass man at the end of the day. And I don't care about this player coach shit because at the end of the day, it's about respect as a man. And what you're doing right now is disrespectful. And I will whoop your ass. You keep, So he's still yelling. He's still cussing. I said, Dana, just stop fucking talking to me. Like, stop disrespecting me. This is way beyond player coach. He's still walking towards me. So I step out. I step onto the field, walk towards his ass, and about to beat his ass. This nigga start backpedaling. Team start grabbing me. Nah, Lou, don't do that. Nah. I said, no. Y'all tell this motherfucker don't do that, disrespecting me like that, and it won't be a problem. He was like, you know what? I don't even care. If you want to go home, you can go. Oh, yeah? Fuck you. I take all my shit off. I walk into the locker room. I packed up my bags. I'm about to leave, yo. I'm about to leave. And when I say I'm packing up my bags to leave, I don't mean I'm going back to Copper Beach, Aaron. I wasn't going back to Copper Beach. My ass was coming back to Virginia.
Right.
I was getting my bags and coming back to Virginia. I packed up. Yo, when I tell y'all everything that was in my locker in that locker room, I threw it in. I threw it in bags. I threw it in my bags. Took my helmet, had my shoulder pads, had all that shit. Packed up my bags. I'm walking out the door. As I'm walking out the fucking door, the whole team coming there. Man, stop, man. He stopped practice because of that. He told us to come get you if we want you to still be on the team. Yada, yada, yada. Shut down the whole practice. I'm like, no, I'm not playing for this man. At the end of the day, he's so disrespectful. I can't do that. I can't play for nobody disrespecting me in this way. And so they calmed me down. They talked to me. I ended up going to Copper Beach. I went to the crib, thought about it for a little bit, weighed my options. Like, man, what do I do? Like, this it for football if I leave. And I'm like, yo, honestly, I don't even care. But then my receivers coach called me and was like, look, Shannon, shout out my man Dawson. Look, given the situation, I know that you weren't wrong, but he is the head coach, and you just have to let him be right in certain situations. And it's like, he was like, I love you, you know I love you. I went to bat for you, and I told him how he was wrong for it, but all you got to do is just apologize for your part of it, and everything will be good. So I let my pride aside. I went there.
I hate when people do that shit. Like, you got to apologize for the shit that you didn't do it.
Right. But right. And I was like, I apologize for my part in it and reacting to the way that you did that. That's how I put it, because I wasn't sorry for
Right.
it. For
Yeah,
real.
nah.
Like,
Right.
nah. If you ain't do what you did, I wouldn't did what I did. So what? And then he was like, yeah, I was wrong. He apologized. Because at first he was like, well, then even then he was like, yeah, but I can't let you play this week because that wouldn't look right to the team. Yada.
Optics.
But mind you, but we had, for the optics of it, but we were doing 2 punt returns that week, and it was me and Tay. So he was like, oh hell, but I gotta play you because you the punt returner for the week and whatever. So you'll just do punt returns. I was like, all right, that's cool. But I still ended up getting in the game, playing, had a couple catches, like whatever. But it was just from that point on, it was just different. And I didn't start anymore after that until the Orange Bowl. But like, so that kind of like, that, I mean,
There was
like,
a
again,
difference
like
in
I said,
numbers
that
after that. To what you're saying, like from what I remember, there was a difference in numbers between like the
100%.
first like boom, and then like what you said, like after that incident, there's a difference.
What game was that? That was after what?
Like
what game would that be? 3 or 4? Okay.
That was after game 3 or 4. Yeah,
there was a difference in numbers for sure.
And it was like, because he started putting in packages that were more blocking for that position. And since Herb was more of a tight end body, he would just be like, oh, this is for Herb. Herb got to go. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it was just like, all right. And at that point,
cover his ass.
Like, right. And it was just like, all right, like, man, because we were going to win. We were playing in trash ass Big East. We were going to win either way, whether it was me or him. But it was more so about the fact that the altercation happened. You know what I'm saying? So
this football shit happens all the time.
Right. But it was like, so that, like I said, so again, given the injury, given that incident and all of that, like, I ain't had the season that I wanted to have. Like Lord knows, like, I'm better than the numbers that I put up. Like, and it could have been different. Like, I really and truly believe without that incident happening, like, we having a whole different conversation. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That hurt a lot. But so I never really even felt like good, like from my injury for real, until the Orange Bowl. And I think even if you watch that game compared to other games, like, you can see the difference in like my speed even. And it was because like I had like a break. Like we had like almost a whole month off. So it was like, all right, like I'm really resting it like I should have been doing in season, but was too stubborn to do because I was scared to miss out on opportunities. You know what I'm saying? Had I just rested and maybe missed 2 games, I could have come back and just maybe been healthy again. You know what I'm saying? So there was a big difference. But like, so going into it, so I worked out at school because I was still taking classes and all that for my master's. So I was working out at school, working out with the trainer, the strength coach there. And so pro day comes, did okay. And then it was like, so then I signed with an agent, like maybe like a week, I did that before. I signed with an agent before pro day and stuff. So then now we're just like, all right, kind of like a waiting game, see where you're going to go, if there's any projection. And then obviously, like I said, when I drafted, again, hindsight is 2020, but like during that time, it was all about like, oh, there's a home team. Like, this is what I'm gonna do. It's a no-brainer. But that was like, I think that was the same year that they signed Pierre and Josh. So that didn't really make sense. Like, theoretically, you know what I'm saying? Like, in theory, that didn't really make sense. They just signed 2 big name receivers to a lot of money. Like, the chance of you making it as an undrafted guy is gonna be hard. And then it's like, as like a college guy, like I said, and I always tell my kids this, and this is why I stress hard work so much. Like, and this is a complete 360 from what I talked about earlier, but like the hard work that I was putting in to get to where I was, I stopped. You know what I'm saying? I kind of let it get to me, like the work that I had put in and the numbers that I was putting up. So like, it really started at Wake. I used to stop working out and doing stuff and just go to the training room because it's like, fuck, they got to play me on Saturday regardless. You know what I'm saying? So, and this is what I always tell kids, I worked hard until I should have been working the hardest. So when I should have been working hardest when it was really coming into when I was really getting closer. But I had thought I had already made it. I already come to be this great dude. So I'm gonna just go ahead and coast. But when I should have been working the hardest when I stopped working hard. You know what I'm saying? So it just I kind of let stuff get to my head and start putting in that work and going to the next level. Like, so in college, I never, ever had to take a playbook out of the room, ever. At West Virginia, we didn't even have a playbook. At Wake, I just knew my shit. I would study it while we in meetings or while I'm in there and be like, cool, I'm good. I know everything. I would know every position, every route for every receiver on every route combination, whatever. Like, I just knew it. It came so much easier to me.
Not to cut you off. At West Virginia, you didn't have a playbook?
We didn't have a playbook, bro. We would like write down stuff. Like they would be like, this is what you're supposed to do. But like, we didn't have like an actual playbook.
Like
so you guys go up there and just read the defense?
That was very much what the offense was. Like we had route combinations and stuff.
Right,
we
right. Like, you know,
but it's
some
like
kind of, you have to have some kind of organization.
Yeah, but their thing was fine grain grass. Like if you got an out route and you run it at, if you might run it at 10 if he's back at 15, you might run it at 12 if he's up at 7, 8. You know what I'm saying? But it's pretty much find a space.
Read the defense, right?
Yeah. So that was their thing, fine grain grass. They said that a lot. But at the next level, different terminology and it's just different stuff. And that shit was like it was different. And like being in like the rookie joint and all that, it was like I wasn't able to be myself because I was thinking so much. I was so focused on not messing up that I wasn't able to just like go out there and be relaxed and just be like, fuck it, I'm gonna go full speed and do whatever. You know what I'm saying? It was so much thinking into it. When you think too much, you can't go full speed and go all out.
Right.
So I think that was like the biggest, that was by far the biggest difference. Like not understanding what was going on, like in the playbook and stuff, or like in the like period, having to be in the playbook period.
Yeah.
And not even being in the playbook, like not understanding it.
Man.
And just from hearing you talk, like, was your goal ever like the NFL? Because every time I like during this conversation, man, it was always I wanted to get to college. I wanted to see myself through school. But I never once heard you say, yo, I want to be in the NFL.
So, like as a kid, like everybody, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody want to go to the league. Everybody want to do this. It wasn't really until after I realized, and even still to this day, I can say this wholeheartedly. I still can say I never loved football, playing the game. I just love what football could do for me. You know what I'm saying? I like the
There's a lot of players in the NFL like that right now.
Yeah.
Right. But I just like what football could do for me. Honestly, like as far as like college and stuff, paid for my college. That was the only way I could do it. And then everything else, just like the money, the cars, the women, the fast life. Honestly, all of that was appealing to me. But I didn't love the game itself. And like what that goes back to what I was saying before. I didn't really show a lot of emotion because I didn't really love it. It wasn't until after I was really done, like a few years ago, really and truly, like when I really had to like self-reflect and all that I really realized, and it really came to my attention. And then obviously there's like a whole lot of other stuff behind it as to what I was doing it for, like family, like all this, like damn, like you know what I'm saying? I want to take care of my family. I want to do this. I want to do that.
Right. I
want to get them out of the situation that they in. But everything that I was doing for football didn't really involve my love for
it. So to say all that, I'm gonna ask this. With not having that love for football, like you're saying, how'd you get into coaching? And then did your preparation change as an athlete, as a coach, or did that kind of go hand in hand?
It changed, honestly. And the reason I got into coaching because like y'all's family, the family I moved with, like so many people, like my favorite quote now especially is be who you needed when you were younger. And if I can be that guy for somebody that I didn't have, you know what I'm saying? Like y'all's dad, obviously. But like I ain't have my own dad, you know what I'm saying? Like, or that like father in my life that was there for me, like especially like even like growing up, like when I was in DC, like before I like met y'all, and even afterwards when I would spend the time in DC when I lived there for my first 3 years of high school, is like having the knowledge that I do have of the game. Even though I didn't love the game, I have a whole lot of knowledge of the game. So being able to give that back to the kids, because even though I ain't love it, if I can do something to help them and they might love it, and if that can help them, then I'm getting fulfillment out of that. You know what I'm saying? So that's why for me, coaching is, I love coaching more than I ever loved playing, because I'm impacting the life in a positive way, that if I can make that difference to that one kid, touch that one kid, do something for one kid, then that's fulfillment for me.
So before we start wrapping up, I'm gonna ask this on that last one. Did winning a state champ, like how fulfilling did it feel winning a state championship last year with that in mind?
Oh, bruh, like I'm gonna be honest, like even you saying that like brings
in the way it happened
because
too.
Because it was so like just seeing like the kids, like again, like it had nothing to do with me. Like I never, like, yeah, if y'all come to the game, like y'all see me out there, like I'm animated, I'm this, but like it's all because I love them kids, dog. Like it has nothing to do, like if it was just like, I don't do anything for me when it comes to this stuff. Like there's no glory that I want behind it. I don't even like, y'all know I'm still this way as far as talking in front of people and stuff. And the fact that I'm doing this right here, right now, it's just like, yeah. But like even like talking at the banquet and all of that stuff is like, I don't really like doing that stuff because it's not about me, it's about the kids. But it was like, it was just so fulfilling for them. And it's just like the relationships that I do have with the kids and knowing the work that they put in and just seeing the happiness that they had for it is just so like, it was just so fulfilling for me for that. And for that reason, I'm like, bro, like it's different. Like it's just like, I don't know. Like I said, man, I enjoy coaching more than anything. And when it's over for me, I'm gonna cry. So,
yeah,
straight up.
You got some time, man.
Yeah, you got plenty of time before that happens.
What are you, position coach, coordinator? What are you doing?
Nah, I'm the DB coach right now.
DB coach.
DB coach. Yeah.
Okay.
That's dope.
I bet. So all right, so let's get to this speed round real quick, and then we'll get to this top five. So Ylou, a lot of these is gonna be this or that. Just answer real quickly. We got 7 questions, and then we're gonna get to this top 5 draft. So first one, I already know the answer to this, but Jordan or Kobe?
The real GOAT, Mamba.
Hey, let's go.
Wake or Devon?
I mean, it's a no-brainer, honestly. Outside of my like friends at Wake, it's like there's so much more time. West Virginia, without a doubt, in every other aspect.
Okay. Playing receiver or playing running back?
I mean, I would say receiver, honestly, because I also like to just dirt them little DBs that thought they was tough. I enjoyed that.
I bet.
Favorite stadium you've played in?
Favorite?
Or best, however you want to.
Honestly, no. I would say my favorite, honestly, was Georgia Tech. It wasn't the biggest. It wasn't the loudest, but it was the most intimate. It was small, or not small, because it was bigger than Wake, but it was like, well, this is not being like, if I said to say it would be Mountaineer, it would be Milan Puskar but no, I'm just not gonna be biased. So I'm gonna say favorite of Wake Stadium.
Obviously, it's West Virginia. But.
Yeah,
right. That's what I'm saying.
Obviously.
But like as far as like away, it would be Georgia Tech because it was just like smaller, but it was just so intimate and just like turned up though. Like that joint was like.
What's the best non-conference stadium you played in?
Probably Stanford.
Okay.
That joint was live out Stanford, and it was nice that year too.
Yeah.
And so it was
Okay. If you could make a 7-on-7 team using past or present NFL players, who would you have?
At Q, we got to go with Patty.
Okay.
Yeah.
So receiver, give me Randy.
Mm.
Give me Tyreek.
Okay.
Give me T.O.
Okay.
Woo.
4.
Wait, how many receivers I
That's
get?
4.
You got 3 receivers
So we get-
in Mahomes right now.
Nah, so I'm saying, do I get 4 receivers? Like, what? So how does this go then? How many do I get? I got to get a back. I got to get.
You got to get a back. I guess another receiver, and then I'll say one defensive person.
Oh, all right. So my back, I think I'm gonna go with DJ's boy LT.
Okay.
Okay.
He can line it up. He can run the route. Like he was
put
a
him
great
anywhere.
receiving running
Yeah,
back.
you put him
LT
anywhere.
that was my everything back then, boy.
So I got Randy, Tyreek, T.O. Man, this tough. But I love my favorite. It's my favorite receiver right now. But I gotta go with Devontae. I love Devontae Adams.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's tough.
And who's your defensive guy?
And then one defensive person.
Oh, my one defensive guy. Oh man, Ed Reed.
Okay.
I'm saying Ed Reed or Charles Woodson, one of the two.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that.
Ain't nothing wrong with those. Top 5 rappers dead or alive to you.
Oh, it's
Or your favorite.
now.
Your favorite. Doesn't that?
My favorite or best? Because look, some of the guys who I would say are good, or like,
They might not be.
That
Your
wouldn't
top
be
5
my
favorite.
Your top 5 favorite.
Your
rappers.
top
my
5.
top 5 favorite. Okay,
Your top
J.
5.
Cole, J. Cole,
Uh-huh.
Kendrick,
Yep.
Old Wayne.
Okay.
Old Wayne.
Okay.
Old Wayne. Y'all might crucify me. I don't care. Drake. Drake, my man.
Hey, yeah.
No,
No,
Mr.
definitely.
Mr. Lightskin. Okay.
Definitely.
Yeah. He got 9 hits in the top 100, more slaps than the Beatles.
Yeah.
9 in the top
Who would
10.
be my
Can't wait till him and Curry retire, man. Light skinned niggas been winning ever since.
Man, I'm trying to tell you.
Man.
I
don't know. I'm a
for Drake.
I know.
I'm a Pac fan, honestly.
Okay.
Just because he got some rap joints, but he also got some. I don't know. I'm more of an R&B dude. I'm gonna be honest. But my favorite artist is Breezy, just because he can do it all.
Okay.
So like Pac, he got some. Like what would you do for love? No,
Yup.
Pac. Tupac.
Pac. My fault.
Pop Smoke.
Like so, he got some
I thought you
joints
said
that
Pop.
are chill.
Oh,
He got some joints that are chill, but then he got some joints that's bangers too. So you can go either way.
Yeah. And then last one, best advice you've ever received.
I mean, it's simple, but I would say take the risk.
I like that.
Yeah, the simple ones are the best ones.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I like that.
Right.
Take the risk. You never, I mean, hey, no, that's good advice. You never know what you can do unless you try it, basically.
Yep.
So, all right. So let's get to how we always close it out with this top 5 draft. We're gonna go best receivers of all time in the NFL. So, Ylou, you got the first pick. Once you pick somebody, you can't pick that person. I have the second pick. DJ has third. Rick has fourth. Mel is last. Mel, when it comes back to you, you have 2 picks. Ylou, when you're ready, you're on the clock.
Randy.
That was easy.
So I'm hoping he stick around.
That makes my decision easy. I got Jay Rice.
T.O.
T.O.
Oh, just because I know I ain't gonna get him on the back end, I'm gonna go ahead and take Megatron.
Okay. Mel, you got 2.
Fitzgerald and Marvin Harrison.
Who?
Who's the first one?
Larry Fitzgerald and Marvin Harrison.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
all right. Those great picks.
Rick, your pick.
Oh, it's my pick that quick, huh? You just got Larry, right?
And Marvin Harrison.
And Marvin Harrison. Just because I can't think right now, I'm gonna go Chris Carter.
Carter, DJ, your pick.
Ocho Cinco.
Ooh.
Okay.
So that chick, give me head. Ocho Cinco. Sorry. Couldn't help myself.
I'll go Andre Johnson.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my
I
guy.
wasn't expecting him to go so soon.
Man, he was the best
I
receiver.
can't think
in
of
the league
anybody
for a
else, but he
long
was
time.
cold. So Ylou, you got 2 picks.
Torrey Hall.
Ooh, one.
Let's go
Hines Ward. I'm gonna just say anybody.
All right.
on.
I'm gonna go AB. I can't think of anybody else.
Not mad at it.
It's on
Oh,
me.
I ain't even thinking about that.
Yeah.
Michael Irvin.
Okay. Rick.
Damn, you just picked him. I was gonna get him. Our monk.
Okay.
Mel, you got 2.
Got 2. Okay, I'm going with Steve Smith Sr. and Sterling Sharp.
Sterling.
Sterling Sharp. Nice.
That's a good
And
one.
you got Steve Smith. That was dope. Both of those are dope.
Rick.
It's my go so soon. Forgot about that. What pick is this?
4.
This is my last pick.
Yeah.
No.
No, it's 4th.
right?
4th.
It's 4th. Reggie Wayne.
Good one. DJ.
Tim Brown. Raider Nation, baby.
I ain't mad at it.
I'll go Isaac Bruce.
Another great pick.
Then Ylou, you got 2. These are your last 2.
Damn. You know what, DJ? You just took. I couldn't think of his name. That's when I was saying Torrey Hall.
Tim Brown.
I was trying to think of the. No, it's Isaac Bruce. I was trying to think of the receiver that was with him.
Oh.
Oh yeah. I thought you was gonna pick them both. That's why I was like, man, he ain't get the duo right
That's
there.
why I was thinking of him. But I just couldn't think of it.
Yeah, I was like, that's an easy one.
And somebody say Julio.
Ah,
I was just about to grab
ain't
him.
nobody say Julio yet.
Julio.
And then one more.
Man, I don't care what y'all say. Devontae.
There you go. Hey, I'll take
Okay.
that.
I ain't mad at it.
Lynn Swan, sure.
All right, D-Hop.
Damn it.
That's why I should have did.
Hey, Lynn Swan was about to I was gonna say him like early on, but I was like, nah, it's too early.
Hey, yeah, Lynn Swan was good.
Rick.
I didn't think anybody was gonna pick D-Hop.
D-Hop's a killer.
He is. I was gonna pick him next. That was gonna be my last pick.
Gotta
Is it my pick now?
Your pick.
Man, fuck you, DJ. Let's see here. I'm trying to think at this point. Joe Horn.
Okay.
Okay. So with the cell
Cell
phone.
phone.
Somebody.
Mel, last pick.
Brandon Marshall.
Okay. I like that.
That's a nice pick.
That's a
That
good
is.
pick. That's a good pick.
I've always liked Brandon Marshall.
I
He was
like
a
Brandon
killer.
Marshall.
It's an angry
Is
pick.
it?
He was big as shit, dog.
But bro, like everybody forget how many receptions he would get every season.
No, he was dope.
He was
Bro,
getting
he
at
was
least
a
like
tight end. Bro, he was a
110 for,
tight
3
end on
years
the
straight.
outside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but like he didn't move like a tight end. He would move like
Bro.
a legit wide receiver.
Ah.
But y'all left a lot of people out, like Keyshawn Johnson.
Yeah.
Mhm. I like Keyshawn.
I was just thinking about DK too.
I feel like it's still too soon for DK.
It's too early for DK.
That's early for DK.
He can get injured today and it'd be a wrap.
I would pick AJ Green over DK. Low key.
I was about to pick Keenan Allen. That's my guy.
Hey, I thought of him too earlier, but I was like, I don't know.
That's my guy. That's my guy.
Keenan Allen was tough, man.
Yeah.
I would pick Dez Bryant over DJ Metcalf.
Okay, yeah.
Keenan Allen's from Greensboro, Ylou.
I know, bruh. His top two, his last two was us and Cal.
Yeah. He was gonna go to Wake.
Yeah, he used to come there all the time.
Oh shit, I
That would have been tough.
That would have been.
Yeah. So to wrap it up, Ylou got Randy Moss, Torrey Holt, Hines Ward, Julio Jones, Devontae Adams. I got Jerry Rice, Andre Johnson, Antonio Brown, Isaac Bruce, Lynn Swan. DJ got Terrell Owens, Chad Johnson, Michael Irvin, Tim Brown, D-Hop. Rick got Megatron, Chris Carter, Art Monk, Reggie Wayne, Joe Horn. Mel got Larry Fitzgerald, Marvin Harrison, Steve Smith, Sterling Sharp, Brandon Marshall. Make sure y'all keep voting. Appreciate the votes. Man, Ylou, appreciate your time. Glad you're able to get on.
Glad you missed that dinner, man.
right. Yo, appreciate you skipping that dinner for us, man, dog.
Like it was like when y'all first asked, like this was like playing like late, like as far as the dinner, like is like this family I know, like the wife, it's her birthday. I didn't know we was doing dinner and stuff, and I was like, "Oh shit! I got this podcast I got to do at 9 tonight." Here we are, 11 p.m. 2 hours later.
Hey,
right.
Hey, we appreciate the time. And shout out to social media, man. You want people to follow you, man? Shout them out real quick.
What's my stuff? Instagram, Devon Brown 365. Feel me, saying me all day, every day, 365 days a year.
Okay.
And I think my Twitter might be the same. The Twitter might be the same thing. I think so. I don't know. But yeah,
really don't use Twitter.
Devon Brown 365. Yeah.
Devon Brown 365. Yeah. We'll stick with that one.
No, make sure y'all following Ylou. Appreciate you guys for listening. Like, subscribe, comment, follow, everything. Really Nothing Special podcast.
Pick 'em league.
We appreciate y'all.
Everything.
Peace.
We out.
Appreciate you. Appreciate you, man.